Alrighty, Roo. Well, it's been a bit of a week, hasn't it, for anybody that has any cards related to Chase, specifically business cards. Am I right? It's been a bit of a long week. You could tell the hair's a little bit crazy. A lot of people have been freaking out over what's happened recently. So I figured let's get on here. Let's talk about it. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, for anybody watching the VOD, as of I believe as of like as early as March 2nd, actually, we got this article here saying some Chase business cards are starting to report to the personal credit report. So yes, all of our Chase business cards, are chasing unlimiteds or cashes, are starting to now be reported. Well, at least they were saying they were going to be reported to personal credits, which would thus be really bad because all of the balances on your chasing cards that a lot of people have would now be reported to your personal credit. So that's not only going to tank your score, or if you're running a business with a ton of spend and have a lot of money on these balances, that's also going to hurt your business in that way. And then also, especially for us in this game, that's also going to be adding to your 524 score, right? Well, that was at least the original article. You could see it says error here because, well, that was an error. It seems clear to me now that it was an error. And during this time, if you were really affected by this, understand there's a lot of people not in the forums, not in the discords. That's why I kind of wanted to jump on here and let you know if this has affected you, because it was a mistake and it is going to be rectified. So essentially what happened was in the Discord, so the venture capital Discord, a lot of people were going through, and especially on Reddit threads, saying like, oh, all of a sudden my chasing cash got reported to the personal credit score. And now, obviously, like I said, that's going to raise your 524 status. All of a sudden people are not able to get these chasing cards, and thus ruining people's roadmaps for the future. However, there were some weird things that happened along this time. People's Southwest business cards were reported. I can't really see it here, but some people's United business cards were also reported. And eventually, people started calling. People started calling, and they said, "What's going on here? What's the deal? What do we get to do with what's going on with this Chase?" Right? So they call Chase and they ask, "What's the deal here?" And they say, "Well, basically across the board, there was only one data point stating like, oh, this is something that's new, it's coming. But basically across the board, any Chase reps, executives, people have spoken to. In fact, actually, Joe Barretto, he had a great live about this and a video about this as well. He actually talked to some VPs of his branches, and they were able to give him more of an inside look at to what actually happened. And he basically reported that all of this was done in error. They switched over systems. They switched systems over in like a month ago, and eventually, and essentially, a lot of these credit cards, like these inks, any of these business cards, were incorrectly reported via the system change to people's personal accounts. And so, just as an update, because now it seems like we do have a bit of resolution from this, is that if you were somebody that was affected by this, somebody that actually got hit by this, one, don't panic. A lot of people panicked over the last few days. I wanted to let the jury stay out on it. I wanted to see what the deal is. And essentially, it was their glitch. And what they do say is, okay, we're going to be able to fix this. If you look at all the Reddit threads and what have you, within, I've heard anywhere between 30 and 90 days. I saw 2 months was average, but it seems now when more and more data points are coming in, more and more people are saying like, oh, within 30 days, Chase is going to rectify this issue, and you don't even have to do anything on your part. A lot of people are calling, and they just have an influx of calls. A lot of people are worrying. So I think the idea is, from the current info, for anybody that might be freaking out, is that hold off. If it goes on your report, don't panic. It was done in error of what Chase says, and it will be removed from your report. Hopefully within 30 days. Hopefully it is that quick. Do I think it'll be that quick? I don't know, but it's something to consider, especially if it's so potent in the middle of this where it's reported, and maybe your 524 status is above there, and maybe you go to apply for a Chase card and you get denied. From what I've heard, I've also heard data points on this where you could actually just call in and they should be able to overturn that if that's the reason you were denied in the first place. So I've done a lot of reading, a lot of data points, talked to a lot of people. Joe Sledge, namely, or some good data points on that. Also, actually, Jim Kay in the Discord, he mentioned he texted his business relationship manager. She said something like 100,000 business cards were reported to consumer credit agencies, and that was a mistake. And they're working to have it corrected by Friday, is what he said. And he said somebody must have pushed the wrong button. It would give them 30 to 60 days in advance to warn if anything was to actually happen. So a lot of data points, a lot of things to note. But I think safe to say, and this is, I was like 50-50 on it. I was like, is this a new policy change? Like, is this, are they ruining everything? But then I was thinking, how could they do that? How could they just retroactively as well? Like people who had their cards for, what was the latest one? I think the oldest one I saw was like someone who had their Chase business card for 3 years. 3 years, they had it, and then that was reported to their personal account. Now it's 3 years, so it's not going to affect their 524 status, but still, it's like that retroactive. I mean, we've seen that. Where else have we seen that? We've seen that only in one other case, like the Yada card. Remember the Yada card where you actually, when you went to apply for it, it was a debit card. This is years ago. This is even before I was necessarily reporting. Actually, I think it happened in the middle of when I was actually starting to talk about it. But essentially, that card was a debit card, never affected your, your credit score, whatnot. Didn't go right to your personal credit, all that. All of a sudden, retroactively, they changed it to some sort of a quasi credit card, and then it was reported to my 524 status and all those different things. So that kind of sucks. So, on one hand, it's like, how do you blindside all of the folks that have business cards, right? Because like that's ruining a lot. Like I said, a lot of businesses, all those balances being reported, and people's credit scores will drop because most people don't have as many credit cards as the people in our community. Like Texas Dog mentions right here, he's pissed. My credit score took a hit. A lot of people took a hit. A lot of people did. A lot of people. In fact, one guy in our Discord, Mr. Chatton, maybe he'll be here today. He's always in the live streams. I think he said his wife, two of his wives. Not two of his wives, but maybe he has multiple wives. You never know. But two of his cards, two of his wife's ink cards got reported to the personal credit, and they took a hit. And he said, "This is going to ruin my roadmap for the year." So safe to say, it looks like that's going to be removed, so they don't have to worry about that. And then when that does come off the reports on most people's TransUnion, it seems like it was reported to. That also should allow your credit score to bounce back. I guess a statement away from when they do remove it. So assume 30, 60 days from now, I would say. So I just wanted to mention that based on Joe's info from the VP, Jim in the Discord, all the people I read on Reddit, other people I've spoken to, it seems to me that it was like basically 100% glitch system turnover, and it will be fixed. So I figured some people are reporting out like Joe, but other, maybe it's not as widespread. So if you guys had an issue, I want to also get that message out there. So this way it's, nobody's freaking out. Cause still, even in the Discord, there's people like never heard of this, and they're just coming in and saying, oh, this happened. And then, so if it's like, you have to be really ingrained in the chats to know this is even happening, and people like me too. If you're like me, I don't really check my credit score very often. Like I'm not going on Credit Karma, and or even I don't even get those emails that often. Now I'm starting to get those emails a little bit more. It's like, oh, there's been a change to your credit report, but I don't really see them very often for those emails. Let me say what's up to everybody. Joe Burrito, Mike Newland was popping. Israel here earlier. Davos says, you're Anthony the Ink Hitman. Come on. If only you knew. If only you guys knew how much I was sweating that. Anyway, show just what's up. Texas talk. I got ventured at Wait, but Joe, I got ventured again. Oh my god. Juan, hello Anthony, everyone. I'm not that fabulous set to have business cards. Come on, Juan, don't you have any business cards? No, this is what got us in this. Well, I guess this wasn't because of that, but it's a lot of people were theorizing, and it's very true. And it's actually made me think about things the last few days. That's why I haven't really been around the last couple of days. It's made me think about things a little bit differently about, YouTube and channels that are getting bigger. I'm realizing that, our channels are having a little bit more influence than I would have, originally thought, especially from like early on, like when you're just like 1,000 subscribers, something like that, a few views. It seems as if, the more that we're sharing all these different things, the more things that are changing and faster too, as all these banks are watching YouTube channels. We're seeing a lot of these different changes. So it's making me think about things a little bit differently. So yeah, Xavier. Oh, Xavier, super chat, 5 spot says, yeah, hell yeah, Xavier. Thank you, sir. Man, Xavier's going crazy. He's Mr. Worldwide. He's over there on Joe's stream a few hours ago. Now he's on this stream. Much appreciated, sir. I appreciate you, Xavier. Always, you're the man. Boxer, what's up, Anthony? Team White Gold. Maybe one of these days I'll have to put on the White Gold shirt, right? What's up, Boxer? Rodrigo, Mr. Anthony Venture. Oh god, that name's gonna haunt me, man. I was waiting for people to, like, blame me on all this. Sean B, what's going on, Sean? What's poppin', man? You safe from the fires? Greenville, all of a sudden we have fires here. So we've been thinking for like the last couple of days, like, oh, do we have to evacuate? What's the deal? There's fires out in Charleston at the moment, Myrtle Beach, North Carolina, and we're like, okay, it's getting a little closer to Greenville. A little bit worried. Davo, dang, I wanted to get the Hyatt business card. Yeah, you still can. Again, this was a glitch, and I guess it's crazy. I have data points for everything. Someone I think just got approved for a business card like yesterday in the midst of all this, and that was not reported to their personal. So it seems like it might have been just all existing and retroactive cards had this issue because I guess there was some system turnover. They made a joke saying, "Oh, they hit the wrong button," right? And everything got reported. They said something like 100,000 business cards, as per Jim in the Discord, were incorrectly reported. But someone applied for a card yesterday. It wasn't, so you should be fine, Davo. Mr. When it comes to chase, the only way to win is to not play, in my opinion. Hashtag Sky Team. The only way to win is to never play the game. Shojas, I appreciate you, sir. Kevin, no one chase F up. Yeah, for real. Too easy. Everyone was crying wolf on this. It was hilarious. Whew. Yeah, it's definitely something I wanted to wait a little bit on. I was like, I don't know about this just yet. There's something seems a little off. Like, it didn't make sense to me. And it did get me worried. Like, oh, this was a real policy change, for the most part. And I guess technically it's still, I mean, all the chase reps say it's a glitch, but, I guess, until these things start getting removed from the reports, you never know how Chase is thinking. Imagine they're like, actually, let's continue this. Could you imagine? Yeah. So there's certain things I'm down with, but yeah, it definitely seemed like a scary thing that could have ruined a lot of people. Like, Kevin, what was your highest credit limit? What's your highest credit limit as right now on one credit card? Honestly, probably 20,000. My Hilton Honors card. Vulture, Team Class Gold. Let's go. What's going on, Vulture? It's popping, man. I'm pissed. Critical. Yeah, we mentioned earlier. Yeah, that's like it should bounce back. Will my 850 Experian be restored? As per the reps, when these things get removed after 30 days or so, after your statement closes, yeah, I would say it should be restored. You should go back to normal. Box says my in card hasn't showed up yet. I hope it doesn't. Got an equipment loan I got to go for next month. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, I didn't even mention my own data points. So I have, I mean, you guys probably know, but I have 4 in cards for all my businesses. My wife has 2. So far, mine have not been reported. Some people stated, because now this is like kind of far removed, but I remember when this all was starting to happen, they were mentioning that any statements that ended on February 26th to like 28th, like those guys, apparently those are the ones who got reported the most. I believe one of mine did, and it didn't show up, and then the rest of them are like in a week from now. Now that I look at it, so I'm still checking out. I might still get hit with it, but if it is a glitch, then we're fine. What are you gonna do? I'll take the hit for temporarily. What happens? Tui says, when the house of diamonds messes up, it's okay, but when it's another bank, we hate them for life. When the house of, yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that's true. Yeah, I see a lot of people. Well, especially like that Smartly card, right? A lot of people have been talking about how that's gonna be that's not gonna last forever. And like Clausen's especially. And I think they actually sent out an email for anybody who has that U.S. Bank Smartly card. They're like, do not use your card for business expenses. The 4% back Smartly card if you have 100K in assets with them. They're like, do not use it for business expenses. We will shut you down if so. So that's funny. And what's up, Super Sal? What's going on? Well, what's up? I caved in and I'm trying to get MX Gold and Classic Gold again and got $1,000 spent in 6 months upgrade from Green. I will decide in a year if I'm going to stay Green or cancel. Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, look, listen. I took an upgrade offer the other day. It was 30,000 membership award points for 1,000 in spend. It took me 2 seconds to hit that, and the 30,000 actually is going to come into play very well. So, yeah, I think that's yeah, I think that's fine, to be honest. At the moment, since now I'm like finally in the midst of booking some of these crazy international flights, I'm really fully understanding like the idea of hoarding these points. Like I already understood it, but now I'm really like, okay, I actually need a ton of points to get this done. So now I'm like, how else can I get more and more of these Amex points, more of these Chase points, other than just keep applying for a card, spend stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I'm even considering taking the upgrade offer 50K for the Amex Platinum as well. Maybe, maybe not. Not sure. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm game with that. I don't blame you. Um, so Joe, do not blame. Don't blame Anthony. Uh, Buck says, Anthony, speaking of pages, you think the pages that give out the, let's say, not so great info are hurting more than helping? If you're just talking about like YouTube channels and stuff, I mean, not that I can tell. I mean, I don't know what you would classify as not so great info. I just assume everybody's speaking from their own experience, and whatever that info they're sharing may not apply to you in the way you travel and stuff. So, I mean, that's fine. Um, some people go really crazy, some people aren't that crazy. So, I think that makes sense. I just mean more so on like I'm really starting to understand the idea of like, yeah, we actually do have a ton of influence in this niche. You could tell I'm a little, I've been thinking about this a lot the last few days. Maybe, if you could tell. And it's really, it's been, I've been thinking about it. It's like, there's been a few things that have happened in the last, I mean, really the last year, but even the last few months where it's like someone makes a video on something, immediately it's changed. Immediately it patched, or some weird thing happens that makes it seem like the banks are watching, and they change the thing. So it makes me think like, man, I don't know, because this info is in the Discords, it's in the Reddit threads, but YouTube just has unlimited potential and it's public. I don't think there's any Chase or Amex employees like joining Discords and stuff, or I think they're in the Reddit threads, but I don't think they're joining Discords or private communities. So I don't know. I can understand that. I never really fully was on board with that, but now I'm kind of understanding it a little bit more, even though this was not for that reason. Still made me think about it. So yeah, Joe's been crazy the last few days. He's been killing it. Nothing tomorrow. Yeah, right. A hobo next door. Oh wow, I didn't realize you living next to me. It's pretty good. It's a good thing I'm living under a bridge right now. Hey, you already probably answered, but what's up with the title? Chase bit. Yeah, so basically just a really quick abridged version for anybody that wasn't here. There was a time for the last few days where people's business cards from Chase were incorrectly reported to personal credit reports. That means the balances are going to report to your personal, hurt your credit score. Also going to add to your 524 status. Chase found this to be a glitch, an issue, an error, a mistake, and will be rectified without you having to do anything. A lot of people are like saying, oh, do you have to put an inquiry in there to remove it? As per the reps, as per Joe, as talking to some of these people, Chase says that it's going to be rectified on its own. You don't have to do anything. But I guess technically that's what people were worried about. And I kind of wanted to wait till we have more clarity to kind of talk on it. Um, so yeah, that's basically the abridged version. So have no fear. It seems like we're fine. Just a small glitch. But I think we definitely should coin it though. I think we should definitely coin this day, like the day of, I think it was March 1st, right? I think it's like the day of, what can we call it? I mean, you could just say the day, the day the train derailed, the day that the train went to the station or something like that. Or, it's a day that'll live on in infamy. Even if not, forever, not a real thing. Emmer says, I'm curious if an equipment loan would only check FICO and not one of the 3 credit bureaus. Curious. Not actually sure. Interesting. South says, I don't know what anybody's talking about with Chase. I just got to prefer the Sapphire. Recently, Chase has only ever inquired on Experience, or Experian has never reported to Equifax. It's a different thing, South. It's more so just like not you can get an inquiry from Experian and stuff like that. That's different than the actual business credit line or a personal credit line, as in 524 edition, actually being reported to your personal, which we know historically most business cards don't report to your personal credit report. The only ones that do is like I think it's Discover business card. I don't know exactly like the name of it. I don't know if it's just Discover business card, and the Capital One Spark. And I believe there's one other that I can't remember, but the Capital One Spark business cards also report to your personal. So Texas, mine was hit from August 24th. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. Yeah. Retroactive. Clairvoyant. Oh, what's going on, Clairvoyant? Good evening, credit card weirdos. Hope all is well. Absolutely. You know us. Israel, what's going on? I seen you in the stream earlier with Joe. What up, Anthony? I upgraded my business screen to business gold 2 weeks ago. That business screen is trash, trash, trash. Glad I could start earning more points and greet better. Heck yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, Sledge has done a number on the business screen. Nobody can speak a sentence of the business screen without also mentioning that it's three trashes. Like Sledge solely ruined the reputation of that card. So nobody even thought about it, until he talked about it, and then all of a sudden it's it's the worst. Which I don't disagree with. Box says, you know what I find funny? I was in Cheese Shopping Portal. They don't want you to use ink cards for personal, but there's a ton of personal in the shopping. Yeah, I know. It's like, I know, right? I mean, they all say this thing, it's not for personal use, blah blah blah. But yeah, all of them. Like anytime we go out anywhere, me and my wife, I'm like, check your Chase offers. You never know what's gonna be on there. It's like these like grocery stores. Just like go to a Food Lion, and you have 7% back at Food Lion with your chasing card. I'm like, it's probably not a business expense, but they're still gonna send you that offer. So basically, not everything is always consistent. It seems with any of these banks. That's why this game can be so crazy. It's because like think about anything you've ever heard in this game. There's always been someone that has broken the rule. There's always been someone that's got around something. There's always a new data point. It's like you can say you know everything on the subject, and you can basically know like what is concrete for the most part. But there's so many things that can be contested in the credit card game. It's so variable just because these I guess it's huge. It's a huge industry, and there's a lot of breakage along the way, for sure. Texas Dog said, I reassigned all Chase Business Spend to another business card. Yeah, I don't blame you. That was also another thing. I remember, during this time, the last few days, I and other people were theorizing, like, okay, is this going to affect are the people affected? Because I was theorizing, maybe it's the people who they knew were not using their cards appropriately. Maybe they were just getting the card for the welcome offer and then not using it for an entire year or 2 or 3 years, something like that. And that was one of my theories in the moment when it first happened, because I wasn't hit yet on my 4 inks, and I know I used all 4 of them in the last like month. Just because I had different subscriptions on them and I never actually switched them over. So they're all used. But then some people were saying, oh, it got reported, but, and we haven't used it in 2 years. So I was like, maybe that's a thing too. But it seems like it doesn't really matter. JJ said, yeah, I'm late, but this is get fixed. Seems so. It seems like they're going to be fixing that very soon. As per Jim, this Friday, could be 30 days, could be 60. We'll see. DC to USA. DC to USA. Now you must have something. Do you have a YouTube channel or something, or is that like an album cover? You got the Statue of Liberty. Kind of airline is that? Is that JetBlue? Flight out of New York. You got something there with your name. Best $95 annual fee card. I'm Confusion. I mean, there's a good amount of $95 annual fee cards. I mean, what are you looking to earn? What do you want? You want some Chase? You want some U.S. Bank points? There's a few. There's definitely a few. Maybe at some point we can go into it. Let's say other ones that actually waive the annual fee. Clairvoyant says, Box says, I'm a points hoarder. I'm going to do the platinum upgrade when I move to building Chase points, and my gold card takes a back seat for a while. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's something I've because you have the whole, I don't know. Now I'm starting to really get into this world, and I'm like, okay, it really does make sense to be a point hoarder. I'm sorry. I mean, people like really, things get devalued, of course. And the main mantra is like, earn and burn, because you never know when things are going to be devalued. It's more of I think, a philosophy on just like use your points when you can. There's been plenty of stays this entire year where I booked hotels and they actually went up in price after the fact, or programs are now being devalued. Like some Hyatt stays I've done this year, now with the recent, or I guess upcoming Hyatt devaluation, are now higher. Categories and points price for things like that. So I think the main idea is like if you're already like planning to do something, just like use your points, have a good time. But I'm all for hoarding points for many years just to get ready for a big trip. It's kind of what I'm doing now. I just have all these points, all these chase points, and a little bit of Amex points. And I'm like, okay, now we're gonna funnel this for some crazy, flights and stuff. So, for sure, I'm with you there. And definitely segmenting your points, like figuring out which. I think one of the biggest things that I could have done differently over these years is really figure out the airlines that I wanted to take in the future, save that point currency on the side. In my case, would have been Amex because I had like 400,000 at one point. I would have not cashed out any points. I would have just kept that pile. It would have been a lot easier to book some of these things had I not done that. And then I would have segmented, like, chase for my Hyatt points or something like that, or keep my Amex for Hilton and chase for some other airlines. So just something for sure. Cesar, Mr. Anthony Ink Trade Venture. We have to stop calling me that, man, because if all these things change, and I'm gonna be the one that's to blame. I'm not the only one. Come on. Juan says, I think you have the influence, Anthony, but for the most part, it's positive and helpful. You're not encouraging us to make fake LLCs and crappy doing good. Well, thank you, Juan. I appreciate you saying that. I will say the one thing I felt like I did well during this entire year last year with the chase cards is I always said you must have a business. You it must be legit. I always mentioned my businesses and how I did this. Do things the right way. Don't go crazy. I feel like I was as conservative as you could be, while also going a little bit hard, and we definitely did for sure. So much appreciated, Juan. That's what helps me, as my friend would say, helps you night at sleep, not sleep at night, but night at sleep. So appreciate you, Juan. Self says, what about Chase? Okay, I don't know what it is with my screen, but the POM did not look like POM. It looked like two other letters, and I'm not gonna, I didn't know we were getting into that genre so early into the stream. But what about the palm card release? I'm not sure. I think we talked about it on one of the other streams. Yeah, the palm card. A few streams ago. It seems all right. I'm not too interested in it. It seems like a cool welcome offer, cool travel credit, but what are they talking, like a $700 annual fee? Like, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see when it comes out. Filmo's World. I'm looking more forward to see what Built does. Filmo's World. I base all my credit card decisions of the life and times of Anthony Venture. Much appreciated. As you should, to be honest. As you should. He's, after all, Anthony's never prone to making mistakes. Definitely not. Definitely don't have a whole playlist talking about all the things I did wrong these last couple of years. That's funny. I appreciate you, Phil. Phil, you've been teaching me a lot of stuff lately. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, blame and would you stop with the blame Antonio? I know you're talking about me. I just know it. It is what it is. I don't blame anybody. Lenders and point maximizers play a part. Maybe we could have all done better. Yeah, look, Texas. The thing is, as per them, this wasn't us. As of right now, this wasn't us, and I'm happy to say that, I'm pretty much done with the inks for now. I'm done with the chase things. The next chase cards I want are the Sapphire Preferred again once my 4 years are up, which is going to be the end of this year. But I'm looking more now towards some Amex cards right now in the Discord. I'm really thinking about jumping on it. I keep talking about it, but I'm like, I think we're going to do it. Amex Business Gold, there's an offer right now in the Discord. It's spend 10K, get 200,000 MR. I'm like, that's pretty good. And I think we could do it with taxes coming up. I think we could hit it up. But now I have this dang venture card, which I would love to. Maybe we can do like a showcase of this a little bit later if you guys are interested. But the venture card's pretty powerful, metal card and everything. But I got 4K to spend on it. I already did 2. So if we can get that done, okay, we're cool. Let me see here. Let me see. Supercell says, I tried the pre-approval for Capital Venture X and got denied. Unreal. Credit score over 800 on all 3 credit bureaus. Only thing I think of is having 5 to 6 hard inquiries in the past 2 years. Your thoughts? Well, for the most part, yeah, inquiries can play a role with Capital One for sure. But the more important thing most people look at is how many cards do you have open right now, or how many cards have you opened in the last 2 years? 5 to 6 hard inquiries, but what are your total open? Well, I guess tell me how many cards you have in total, and then how many have you gotten in the last couple of years? With those inquiries, I'm assuming I mean, unless they're like Amex cards, it's around there, right? 4 to 6 or something. 4 to 6 in the last year. I could see that being on the high side. I could see that being a reason because, well, if you think about it, if you take my own data point, last year when I applied for the venture card, I was not. I ended up getting denied, and I was not pre-approved for venture or venture X. And that was when I think I did get maybe 5 cards that previous year, about the same inquiries, maybe 5 or 6. But since I went really hard with the business cards in 2024, I guess since they weren't reported to my personal credit report, it only looked like I only got 1 card the entire year, which was my Hawaiian Airlines card. And then all of a sudden, I went for the pre-approval tool, and bam, I was, I was pre-approved for Venture and Venture X. So it's quite possible. Just give me a couple of those data points, and then we can probably go from there. I would say. Cody says, "Oh, Cody, what's going on? Look who's live again." So the ink trade is still alive. This is what I mean, man. I don't want to be talking like this language anymore. It's a little bit. I'm trying to dodge chase a little bit. We're trying to be look at it, do things the right way. Okay. But yeah, I mean, look. Yeah, yes, it seems like everything's fine. Yes, it seems like everything is fine. Say sorry. I can't. I was really happy to come on live today. It's been a minute since I did a sing. I've been doing something behind the scenes that I'll love to talk about pretty soon, but um I was happy to talk to you guys today. Caesar said they started reporting good. Would you stop that? Stop. Oh my god, they were. Oh my goodness. There's no saving us. Stop. I didn't do anything. All I was saying, what I was doing, I didn't encourage anybody. Okay. Oh, this would be a totally different stream if things went a little bit more sour. Anyway, oh goodness, I can't. I can't. I'm so tired. Crazy week, man. Tim says, I don't know the desired outcome, but I know I have zero chase business spend. Wait, I know I have. Wait, don't know the desired outcome, but I know I have zero chase business spend. What? I'm not sure. Um, yeah, for sure. Say sorry. I can't. Oh, okay, Sal. Damn, but I like the South name. I don't know. Made me think of like a Skyrim or something. Wasn't there like an elf in there? Or I don't know. Anyway, it's okay. So Sal. Okay, I'll remember that. So Sal FXEF. What is FXEF? Is that like a band or something? Or a tribe? What is that? Box says I'm trying to hoard 500k points of each ecosystem. That's a hell of a goal. 500k of each ecosystem. I think if I never redeemed everything, I would be a little bit above that on everything. I think if I never did anything with my points, I'd probably have at this point 550k Amex, a million chase. Actually, now that I think about it, probably about a million chase. Um, yeah, probably about 500k Hilton. 5k Marriott. No, probably like 10k Marriott. 200,000 Delta probably. Yeah, it's a good idea actually. It's actually it's not a bad idea. But what are you looking to go, Boxer? We want to know where you're looking to go. That's what we want to know. Sal says I've been hoarding points for a little while, never did before. I'm rounding up to 350,000 chase points. Very nice, very cool. So excuse me. Clairvoyant says I applied for the Chase Inc. and Hawaiian due to Anthony, denied for both. Unbelievable. Why do you have to say due to Anthony? Why do you have to say because of me or due to me? I mean, you realize that's ridiculous. Come on, Clairvoyant. Clairvoyant, you just sold a house, right? Listen, man, all I'm ever saying is like, here's what I'm doing. Here's my data points. It's up to you if you want to go for it too. But that sucks. How the hell did they deny you for both? I mean, the Hawaiian was like pretty easy to get approved for. Who else is going for the Hawaiian? Somebody else is going for it pretty soon. But you applied for the chasing in Hawaii. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that you actually got denied for both. Doesn't even make sense. Buck says, "Hey Joe, I was thinking since you're in with all the big wigs at the big banks, make them have a high yield savings account for points and miles for us to store." That's pretty interesting. I mean, it's like Built, right? I mean, Built has that. Yeah, Built has that built in, or is that gone? Oh god, that's like a distant memory. I remember when I first got the card. Wasn't there a thing where you can have your points accrue if you hold them in your account? Is that not a thing anymore? I'll probably have to have Clausen come in and, and tell me if that's a thing anymore. I can't even remember. Oh wow. I only got pre-approved Venture One, no sign up bonus with 820 credit. Yeah, that sucks, Sam. Unbelievable. Yeah, no Venture One. Venture's good. I like the Venture. In fact, actually, on the Venture, yeah, Filmo, Filmo actually mentioned in the Discord the Venture card. So I got the one with the $250 travel credit and 75,000 miles, but he has a referral link. I don't know how he got it, to be honest, because I shared my referral link, my personal one, and only has 75K, but he has one that showed 100K. So no 250 credit, just 100K miles, which is like pretty freaking good. Sal says I have 8 or 9 credit cards total over the last 2 years. I want to say 3 or 4. And Filmo says I heard Filmo got the venture card and has a crap ton of cards. So who the hell knows? Yeah, I mean, like Phil said, I mean, Capital One is extremely unpredictable in some ways, and in those ways, like when you're going to be pre-approved or not, right? Like what? Like why would I? What did I mean, at the last time I applied for it, I had like what 15 or less cards. Now it's like 20, but they pre-approved me now. It doesn't even make sense. But he has a crap ton. But I think more specifically, it's like how many have you gotten in the last year? It seems like. From a couple little data points here, but 3 or 4. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to me. It's so little in the last 2 years, Sal. I don't really see why you'd have that issue personally. Very odd. It's probably something where you honestly just like. I mean, it doesn't hurt you to keep checking. Like, try a week from now. I don't know. I probably wouldn't be like if you really wanted. I probably wouldn't be opposed to checking. Like, check a month from now. Check a couple months from now, and just keep seeing. See what happens. If anything changes. You know. Let me see. Rodrigo says, "Is Mrs. Venture jumping on that 3x everywhere Freedom Unlimited bonus?" Not yet. Not yet. I think it's a good offer, and I'm actually theorizing other ways to kind of make that even more powerful. With the 4.5x drugstores. Uh, I think that would be interesting. Which again, it's like stuff that you're not supposed to mention on YouTube, right? It's like it's crazy. But some of those things. I think that would be cool. Not yet though, not yet, because I really think we're gonna go for this business gold, and I need all the spend to go towards that for now. I think once we get that, and if there's like other cards that don't make sense at the moment to hit welcome offers, then I would say, okay, once we're like clear for 6 months, I would probably say, okay, let's opt into that, and we can actually like earn a ton by doing that. I think that would be pretty cool. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Got to run into some welcome offers though, because those will always kind of win for the most part if you're apt to getting a million of them. Not everyone is. Some people want a garden. Some people don't want a million cards. Some people got houses coming up. Like you guys saw, Calby did a community post. He's getting a house. We're helping him get a house, and he's doing well with it. But he's not applying for anything right now, so he's just going crazy. Is there any chance? Sam says, "Is there any chance of getting approved if it doesn't show up when checking pre-approval?" It's kind of do at your own risk. I mean, as far as I've seen, the pre-approval tool is like your shot of getting like a 90+% chance of getting approved. It seems to me that when people are not pre-approved, they just get denied. Like maybe I haven't talked to enough people or read enough. Maybe you guys have different data points, but I just feel like I haven't seen anybody actually mention, "Oh, I was not pre-approved, and then I got approved for it." Some people will get approved for it and they'll say I didn't check it, but they don't know if they were pre-approved or not. They didn't actually go through the process. Say, "Oh, it's not pre-approved. I'm going to apply anyway." So I would do that. I would definitely would do that. That's what I would have done differently my first time. I just applied for it, got denied, checked after the fact, was not pre-approved. I was like, okay, cool. This time I was pre-approved, and it was. So I probably wouldn't chance it. I wouldn't risk the 3 hard pulls if you're not pre-approved. I would go for something else in the meantime, personally. Um, honestly, yeah, honestly for me. Israel says I opened 11 cards within 7 months. 4 business credit cards: Amex Blue Business Plus, Barclays, Wyndham, Earner, Business, Chase Inc. How you liking that Wyndham Earner's Business nowadays? Chase Inc. and Amex Gold. The rest are personal cards. Very nice, Israel. Killing it. Absolutely killing it. Cesar, here to blame Antonio. Stop it. Oh, it's FXEF is a model of Harley Davidson. Really? Okay, so Sal and a model of Harley Davidson. Good to know. I will remember. I will remember. I will remember that. Good to know. Texas says, "Be careful. The Chase police could inform an early, an early morning raid. Do you have a dog? No, but we have a cat. But we lock her in the. Oh God, I shouldn't even say that. We don't lock her in the bathroom. We put her into her palace. That is the bathroom. Okay, but no, yeah, we put her in the bathroom because she's, if we put her too close, she gets too crazy, and she can't be left out because she breaks things. So she's a danger to herself and society if she's not in the bathroom. But no, yeah. So like even if they broke into the house, um, nothing we could really do for the most part. Try to stay strapped, but I have a feeling Chase's guns are bigger. I'll just say. What could they have? Honestly, I would. Who knows? Imagine it got that crazy. Jeez, I would love that video. So I got raided by Chase. Just thumbnail like this, just like, I got raided, or like in handcuffs from the stream. Like, get off! Like, you ever seen those streamers that get like literally in custody? They get arrested on stream, and they're just like, what the hell? That'd be funny. Rodrigo says, for a shameless leech like me, what are we, 40 minutes in? All right, yeah, no Chase reps are watching this far in, so we can kind of talk a little bit further. Nobody's watching this, and then they are. So for a shameless leech like me, if the ink train shuts down, what would be our go-to strategy to earn points quickly? I mean, so I've thought about it, and that's where I've decided to divert a little bit since this news, and since me just, I mean, look, the last ink I got was 6 months ago. The last I tried to get for my wife was 3 months ago. Denied. Everything seems to be a lot harder now with inks. Personally, I'm now looking more towards Amex again, in a couple of different lights. One is like the business gold, like I mentioned. The business side has really great welcome offers, high spend, but great welcome offers. And especially if you're in the Venture Capital Discord, which is linked in the description, there's a lot of those no lifetime language links floating around. And some people have actually talked about this on video and stuff, so I think it's fine. But no lifetime language links; those essentially get you around pop-up jail. And so right now, I think there's a few with Hilton that are floating around. I've thought about it. Like you can get a Hilton Surpass right now, 135K points with a free night certificate. So I don't mind accumulating some more Hilton cards if I could. Get the welcome offer again. Those free nights are powerful. So I think that's good. I think getting a lot of Amex points through those cards are good. Otherwise, again, I think honestly the best move forward personally is just, where do I want to go? I think that's like one of the most underrated things to think about nowadays. And I'm kind of speaking to myself. Figure out what airlines you would like to fly, figure out what places you want to fly to, and then start working yourself back, reverse engineer, like, okay, which airport am I flying from, and which airline goes from that point to that point, and then figure out what currency can transfer to that particular airline. And in an example that I'm dealing with now is, well, one, in the back of my head, I always knew that I wanted to fly the Emirates A380, but I just didn't think about it. Like, I don't know, I just had it in the back of my head, but I didn't think about it until Cody, who was on my stream a few days ago, he actually found that flight, found it for me, and I booked it. And had I had the hindsight to realize, like, that is the flight I'm looking for, and it's the route I'm looking for, right? JFK to Milan, right to Italy, that would be cool. I would have just hoarded a lot more of my Amex points, because I would have used that to book instead of my Chase points, which my Chase points could have been better suited for even more Hyatt points, or maybe some other airlines and whatnot. Also, for the return flight, I'm looking at a few different options. One in particular, one that just like seems to make the most sense, but I might change, and I'm going to talk to people, of course, and people eventually give me better ideas than the ones I have. But I'm considering Rome back to Atlanta via Air Canada, because I found for just about 85,000 Aeroplan points, which can be transferred from your Amex points, or your Chase points, or even Capital One miles to Aeroplan, and you could book a business class flight from Rome to Italy. I mean, from Rome to Atlanta, and you could do a layover in Montreal, which you could opt into like an hour layover, but I kind of want the full day layover because I have a friend out there that I would like to go talk to, go and meet. So like in my, so the reason I say that is like, okay, if that's true, and maybe Aeroplane's is the airline, it's the one that can get it done just by searching around, going on seats.aero, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool. That means I'm pretty free agent for the most part. I can earn my Amex points at Capital One miles. I can earn my Chase points, and then I could get that done. But if it's a particular airline that maybe is only a partner for Amex or only a partner for Capital One, something like that, obviously the easiest example is like Chase to Hyatt, right? You're going to want to opt into saving those points for that particular transfer partner instead, and so just earn in the currency that will get you those deals done. I think is honestly the best move, personally, going forward. Now that I've kind of thought about it a little bit more intensely. So for me, it's like Amex points right now. For me, I know I could do a lot with Amex points. I would do really well with Amex points because I have, such an abundance of Chase points, and I know I'm going to have some more Chase points to come at the end of the year when we both get some Sapphire Preferreds. Hopefully, we can get another 100K offer on the Sapphire Preferred between my wife and I too. That would be cool. Not even factor in like referrals between us and stuff like that. So I think that would be cool. So that's my idea with that, Rodrigo, if that makes sense. Israel says no more applying until maybe another 12 months, and I might get that Amex Blue Cash every day. Heck yeah, Israel. Yeah, I hear you. You got some stuff going on. What's going on that you're not applying for cards? Box says I want to be able to go anywhere. I'm lucky with my business right now with Amex. I do about 7,500 to 10,000 points a month on natural spend. That's great. That's fantastic. Especially if you're going to be starting to couple that with some more some welcome offers and stuff. That's great. Some people don't like to move it around, their cards and stuff, so they're really annoying. They find it to be annoying to move their cards around for business spend. So I don't blame you. That's cool. That's a good amount of points. I mean, you factor, 120K a year on normal spend. That's great. If Chase had a policy that would automatically get denied if you had any Amex cards, would you be Team Chase or Amex? Also the same vice versa. That's funny. That's a funny question. That's a very funny question. Wow. That would be funny. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like, similar to the whole Marriott cards, right? Like Amex and Chase, and they have this weird contention where, you can't get the welcome offer for one if you've had, the counterparties cards. Yeah. So if you imagine that, if you have no Amex cards, then you can be accepted into the kingdom of Chase, or vice versa. It's tough to say because I almost feel like, given the recent events, and I could be wrong saying this, but due to recent events, not only just this whole business reporting debacle. Also, you guys might have seen some of the bigger channels, where affiliate links and people are moving videos and all these different things. Like behind the scenes, Chase is cracking down on a lot of different things. And so, they seem to be tightening more and more. So like the fact that cards are getting harder to hit or to get and all these different things, I'm like, I almost feel like you might have more runway with Amex, as crazy as that sounds, because I've done so well with Chase last year. I almost feel like with some of the, all the different cards you can get with Amex, you factor in like all the Hilton cards. If you just get all the Amex Hilton cards, you would do better than getting all the Hyatt cards, not factoring in high business spend, all these different things. Globalist, I get it. But it's just on a points basis and how many vacations you can guarantee on points and free night certificates. I mean, you'll always win on the hotel side with Amex Hilton cards, I feel. Especially a crazy strategy, which I mentioned in the newsletter, which is also linked below. There's a whole strategy, spending a lot on these Hilton cards, going crazy with it. So I almost feel like long term, you just have, Amex obviously with the Delta cards too. You can guarantee some great flights. Chase got United, a few others. But I just feel like the Delta cards can take you farther, in a lot of ways. But I'm sure a few people would have issue with that, Lonnie, specifically. And then, obviously, like I was mentioning, some of these no lifetime language links and these business card offers, and of course, just the big three, green, gold, platinum, all those welcome offers you can get are very good. So I feel like if Chase keeps tightening, I really do. I think Amex has better runway, so I probably would go Amex. Probably go Amex. As crazy as it sounds, I feel like I would have more longevity. If this is like a quick 1 year stint and I can get like all these cards in 1 year, I think Chase can dominate. You know, if you have no cards or starting out, I would just I would start with Chase 100%. Davos says, if I get the Amex Merit business card, the 15 Elite Knights it comes to would get me to Titania. I forgot the name of that emoji, but that's a funny. That's the I forget what it's called. It's like I forgot the name of it. It's like I don't know, but yeah. I mean, not bad. Yeah, I would love to have more to say on Marriott. You know, I used to stay at their properties many years ago before I was even really in the points and miles game. Like I was accumulating points, but I didn't really use them to book stays. I booked a lot of cash stays at Marriott's kind of growing up and early 20s. And I liked a lot of them, but on the points and miles side, not too many. Well, actually, oddly enough, most of my Marriott stays have all been through like these programs like FHR and whatnot. So I would love to actually like know what it really feels like to have status at some of these Marriotts. I mean, I know the data point. People say like, it's very inconsistent. Not too happy with Marriott. All these different things like status recognition across the board is like not great. I just want to kind of experience it for myself. Chris Brown. Is that the famous Chris Brown? I went from 324 to 524 overnight without opening a card. I hate you, Chase, for reporting business cards out of the blue. Well, if you didn't catch it earlier, seems like it's a mistake, an error, a glitch, a mistake. And that will be fixed very soon, they say. So have no fear. You hate them, but maybe if they fix it, they got to make it right for you. Maybe you won't hate them anymore. Memphis Mike, what's going on? I feel sorry for anyone who broke into my house. I have a serval cat and who's very territorial. The house is her kingdom. Oh my goodness, that's great. That's great. Yeah, we're not going to mess with Memphis Mike, or me. My cat's crazy too. Um, what do I see here? We got Tom. Mr. Tom. I didn't get this answer the other day, Tom, but maybe you just didn't want to. Maybe peace out, Boxer. Appreciate you. Maybe you just didn't want to out yourself the other day, Tom. But I think this is Tom G in the Discord, right? But appreciate you, Tom. Much appreciated on that 5 spot. Learned a lot from you for sure. No, I just appreciate you being here. So thank you for that 5 spot. And then Xavier as well from the beginning. Xavier and Tom, thank you very much for that. This late night live. I like the late night lives, It's out of the way. I don't know. I just get everything done for the day. Although I might actually record something after this. We'll see. I missed some stuff. Where are we going? Where would you go? Okay. Phil says, I didn't apply for a card in February, and now my back hurts, and I got the shakes. Got any more of those 90K ink unlimiteds? Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. What's crazy though? Here's the craziest thing about it all. Like obviously Chase has been tightening their ink cards for a bit. All this crazy stuff is happening. How much you want to bet? Remember last year around April, I believe, is right when they dropped the 90K offers on the in cash and the ink unlimited. How much you want to bet they come back around with those 90K offers next month, despite everything? Like let's make it harder to get approved, but let's also incentivize them to get more with the high welcome offers. Just get them to apply. Who cares? Thomas says, whatever you do, don't fly Silver Airways. Oh my god, I never even heard of that. I've never even heard of Silver Airways. I actually saw a crazy flight I've never heard before. It was a business class flight from Vancouver to Japan. I was looking at, and it was by Poland Air, and it did like a 16-hour. I think it was like a 16-hour layover in Poland, and then you go on route. But it was actually a great redemption. I think it was like 75 or 80K on Aeroplan, 80K miles or airplane miles for Poland Air from Vancouver to Japan. Yeah, which I'm actually seeing some pretty good. I'm really trying to find because Cody got it in my head that you can use your Aeroplan points to book Singapore Airlines via some of these different airlines, JFK, LAX, and from what I hear, Vancouver is a good spot to fly out of. So I'm starting to look around, starting to educate myself a little more. But I never heard of Silver Airways. Polo, what's going on? Individual. I was thinking about a Chase business card. I guess not now. Amex Business, no annual fee cards. At least are not that great. I have 2% card already. Yeah. I mean, look, I think you're fine to get some business cards if you got some businesses. But yeah, I mean, look, depends what you're doing. If you have 2% cards, like if you're mentioning you have a 2% card, I'm assuming you're fairly early in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong, Polo. Or you're just a cashback person, and maybe you want your Chase cards for those reasons. But yeah, it just depends on the person you are. Yeah, you'd have to see. If you are like a cashback person, stuff like that, you probably want to opt more Chase on that side if that's the idea. Cesar says, so now is Mr. Antonio Hilton train venture? Oh man. It's so funny. Every year there's something. Every year, there's always something every year. I will say, I would say, I mean, what was 2023 on YouTube for us? I don't know how many of you guys were around for 2023. Anthony Venture YouTube. I think it was a lot of Hilton. It's definitely a lot of Hilton. It was kind of like my tail end of my Hilton days because I had so many Hilton stays over the years before even getting on YouTube and stuff. So maybe Hilton's back. Yeah, you never know. I originally theorized that it would just like dominate Hyatt this year. Next year would be all Marriott, but now I'm like, could go back to Hilton. Go back to Hilton. You never know. But it's always FNK. Reggie Chase said they will remove it for everyone within 30 days from billing cycle date. Is it true? Yes. I mean, I've heard that as well. I've heard 2 months. I've heard 30 days. I've heard by this Friday. So I think it's just, waited out. I guess trust the process, trust that it's going to be removed and everything's going to be fine. I get it sucks if you're trying to apply for a card right now, Chase specifically, but seems like they're doing what they have to do to get it all done, so I wouldn't worry too much. Oh, that's right. I'm Mr. Cesar Delta Business Train, Joe. That's right. That's very true. Yeah, Cesar's going really hard on the Delta Business Train right now. He's getting all the Delta Business cards. And honestly, it's a good idea. It's honestly a good idea. I still need to get the personal Delta Gold. It's good welcome offers on that. I have the business, but I need the personal. It's crazy too. I was thinking about this the other day because my wife was like, any cards I have to apply for? And after like going through, so basically I calculated all of the, oh man, I guess I still have to technically calculate that. I calculated the total like costs of all of the stays I've done in 2024 and flights. So hotels, flights, and I factored in a little bit for lounge access for the heck of it. I think it ended up being about, technically, obviously, not, people get a little weird with the free travel and all those different things. But I just wanted to see what the cost was if I paid for everything out of pocket. It ended up being like $11,850 for all my 2024 travels. That's all hotels, flights, and everything like that. Hotels ended up being over 10 grand, which is insane. But I guess I really should factor in all the points spent too. I should probably look it up, but it's like to go back through 30 different nights that you've done, 30 different stays and, flights, like sometimes hard to remember every single point that, I don't really do spreadsheet. I don't really track anything. I keep it in my head and I'm like, all right, this is what I have. This is what I'm going to go do. But I should do that. I forgot how I got on this topic. Because my wife was like, any cards I should apply for? I was like, we've done all this, all these different flights. 'Cause I was calculating the flights for the future now and all the stays we're going to do abroad and all this. And I'm like, it's crazy. We've not really fully unlocked her potential yet. She's got a lot, it's got 2 ink cards, got, a couple other cards, Delta cards. She's got like 10 or 11. He said, but you never actually got any Amex cards, like except for 2 Hilton cards. You got the Hilton and Hilton Surpass, but you never got the green, gold, and platinum. I'm like, you're sitting on a few 100,000 Amex points we can get on your side too when the time is needed. So for sure, it's good to have runway. It's good to have, someone else with you, wife or whatever, spouse. Hilton train. Oh man, we're gonna have to another train to ruin. But then forget it. This year will be even worse if we keep growing the channel. By then, everything I talk about, eventually everything I talk about gets ruined. I forget who it is, but somebody has a tally of everything I've ever talked about and how it went away. So I'm like, man, maybe I should just stop. Vince Pasquale, what's going on? How are you, sir? How is everything? Joshua NG, Calby's brother, unexpected live. Nice. Appreciate you. Caesar says 16 hours in Poland could be fun. Yeah. I'm like, that's actually a pretty good idea. I was like, that's pretty cool. For only 75. Yeah, you said if the redemption's good. I was like, I think it's 75 or 80K per person, business class. Vancouver to Japan, to Tokyo, to the Narita airport. Something like that'd be pretty cool. Well, looks like the cat just busted into the room. Philip says it's 9:55. Should we be searching out shady hotels to spend our UR points on by now? Oh man, I would love to. I would love to. I mean, if someone drops a crazy hotel, I'll look it up. Why not? Um, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I wish I had. I wish I had some in mind. Do I have any in mind? I don't think there's any that. I don't think any shady ones. I have some interesting ones. I could showcase. Um, yeah, I could showcase some interesting ones that I looked up in abroad, but nothing like nothing shady. We haven't gotten shady yet. Usually something turns it around though. Straw Hat Gin, what's going on? Sign up for this man's realtor vetting tenant. Oh my god. Oh, Joe, it is Gin. Okay, appreciate you, Gin. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. Got you and someone else. I actually, yeah. I've been calling a couple people, but I actually once I got this other person, I'm like, we can probably kill two birds with one stone. I think it would be pretty good. But no, I appreciate you shouting that out. It means a lot. And for being here. Never actually saw Straw Hat. I didn't know you had the Straw Hat Gin, so appreciate that. Sam Cools. I'm coming up on year 4 of the Sapphire Preferred this year. I plan to reapply for it to get another welcome offer. How long should I wait after downgrading the CSP to apply for? I mean, I think conventional wisdom tells you, okay, you downgrade, what is it, March 3rd or something, March 5th? What is it? It's March 5th. Um, Downgrade March 5th. Personally, even though I think I've heard of people being fine, like applying right after. I think I'm probably going to wait till the following month. The following, like, I guess what would have been the billing cycle. So I'll probably wait like a solid 30 days, 31 days, something like that, just to be safe, even though it probably doesn't mean anything. So that's what I'm going to do. So I think I'm up in November. So I'll probably reapply in December, and I'll have that video. And then my wife is up in December, so I think probably by January she'll apply for one. I'm gonna downgrade to the OG Freedom, and then just leave that there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I think that would make sense. Yeah, downgrade to the OG Freedom, so this way I can get the Freedom Unlimited welcome offer. I'm not gonna shoot myself in the foot there. And then reapply. I mean, we have not seen a 100K welcome offer on the CSP in so many years. I mean, I feel like the last time I saw it was when I got it 4 years ago. So I really hope that comes back around. Recent times 80K, so it's like, all right, 80 a piece, fine. What are you gonna do? Oh, I would be remiss. Let me see. Daryl, MX Biz Gold goes so crazy in Tokyo. Tell us how you feel, Daryl. If you guys click, I think you can click from there. Daryl has a great channel. He's been, what did he just do? I just watched his video. Traveled to 50 countries. I think he just hit his 50th country, or was it like 50 this year? I forgot exactly. Was it 50 all time or 50 just this year? Or not just last year or something. But Daryl, he travels a lot. He's always, if you see him in the Discord, he's always like, "Oh, I just got back from Tunisia," or or is that MR's place? Some crazy countries in Africa and other places. So he's always killing it. But how so? How so is it go crazy in Tokyo? The card itself, how's that work? Supercell, but thank you for that, Daryl. Much appreciated. Supercell, which Hyatt had properties in Disney World? Going there this year, now going to book a Marriott stay. Would you recommend me transfer my points to Delta for my flights? Thanks for helping. Well, I appreciate you, Sal, for being here and for the super chat there, 10 spot. Much appreciated on this late Wednesday night. So technically, what I probably would do is because this is a cool place. I like to go there every now and again. And what I was going to do is book the. I could just book. I just bring it up. Let's see if I can bring this up for you. Can we bring it up on the actual? But I don't want it on this one. I want it on the actual website. So you guys can't see anything at the moment. My apologies, but I will showcase what I'm doing in just a moment. I'm looking at possible things for Mr. Supercell here. All right, so yes, now we could show. So this is what I looked at for Disney. So yeah, the Hyatt Regency Grand Cypress Resort. It's not really that far from Disney itself, and it's a Category 4, which means if you do have any Hilton free night certificates, I don't know if you do, then you can technically use it here. I have 2 free night certificates with Hyatt right now. Did I say Hilton? With Hyatt, you can actually book that with your free nights. So that's one thing to think about if you have them. Another thing is obviously, depending on when you go, anywhere between 15, 18,000 points per night for a Category 4. So something to consider. It's obviously it's not directly in Disney, but it's not that far either from what I understand. And this is like the nicer of the other. I know there's another one out there, but this one seems to be the nicer. I think Mr. Juan Garcia always recommends this for anybody going to Disney and wants to stay at a Hyatt. So it's something to consider. Something like that. Do they actually? Yeah, don't they have? Yes, they have a shuttle. That's right. They actually have a shuttle that'll take you straight to Disney World or Universal and Disney Springs and all that. So it's actually not bad. It's actually not bad because you can just take a free shuttle all the way out there. So definitely, if you're looking Hyatt, I wouldn't sway. I think this is I think it's a great property. I was really thinking about using a free night here, but I might have some other options elsewhere. But something to consider for sure. Especially you can take the free shuttle. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's very cool. To get them to bring you there and to hopefully bring you back. So something. What is that right now? Special offer 350 and high-end credits. Oh yeah, it's crash. And so think about that. I would see. And then what was your thing? Would you recommend me transfer my Amex points to Delta for my flights? I mean, I guess it really depends. I don't know where you're flying from. Oh my God, did Filmo really? Filmo actually mentioned, check out the high. I literally did not see that. Filmo's probably like, he just took credit for my thing. I literally did not see you actually write that. Yeah, it seems like the best property to go for if you're going to Disney. For sure. They have a shuttle, great property. There you go, Filmo. Filmo, did you stay there? You went there recently. Is that where you went? I forgot if you said or not. But I don't know where you're flying from as far as Delta. I guess the only thing to know is Amex points to Delta, you are going to pay like a 0.006% tax on that. Just not the biggest deal, to be honest. I've transferred Amex to Delta before a few times. I eat the cost. It's whatever. If I really like Delta, if the route makes sense, then I'm fine with that. But it really depends where you're going. If there's other, I mean, I guess for the most part, most of your, yeah. I guess I could see the world. I could see where you're going with that. I can see where you're going with that. Yeah, I've done very similar things because there are also some other domestic carriers. You gotta have that tax as well. Yeah, I would like to know where you just climbed from, but yeah. I guess just make sure it's not like like a bad redemption for Delta. Like make sure you're not bankrupting yourself on Amex because there's so many things you could do with those Amex points, and a lot of it goes into your goals. Are you looking to do some crazy flights in the future, or are you only going to be domestic traveler for the next year or something like that? Then yeah, sure. I could see doing a similar thing that I did the last couple of years, transfer to Delta and take some cool Delta flights. If you have a platinum card, what have you, get access to some of your sky clubs and stuff. It's worth it. But also know there's other currencies that can get you those flights if you're comfortable doing so. Even if you have some, Chase points in your portal, you can do that and avoid some taxes. You can get that same Delta flight if you have a Sapphire Preferred for probably a little bit cheaper on the Chase Travel Portal versus just taking your Amex points and transferring it to Delta. So if you have an excess of Chase points, I could see you just taking going through the portal and getting a better deal than even a better deal, even if you have some Delta cards that would give you like 15% off with points. or miles. So I would just consider some of your portals first. Consider other currencies you may have. If you can get, like I don't know, maybe you have JetBlue and you're in New York. I would use that to get down to Florida. Bless you. And um, but yeah, usually most people like recommend let that be your last option, Amex to Delta. If you could do portal, do portal. If that's what you normally do, go for it. But yeah, I would like to hear a little more. Give me some more details. Um, but yeah, so far I would say Filmo's right. I ate Grand Cypress. But yeah, check your Chase portal. You'd be surprised at the flights you can get for a better deal and in better classes than you can with Delta Direct, which really surprised me when I checked. Oh, Daryl did 50 overall, but I did do 20 countries last year. Crazy. Go check him out. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. One day, I'd love to be on your level, man. One day. If I could be on your level, we could own the world. um, let's see here. Nicholas, don't have any Chase cards. Heard you got a Credit One offer. You talking to me? Who told you Credit One sent me something? No one's supposed to tell you that. What's going on, Nicholas? Um, yeah, Credit One. Have I gotten anything? Credit One does not send me any mail. I don't know if you guys know this, but it was a long time ago. But I don't know if you guys know, but I once actually did an interview with the CEO, of Credit One. Like, actually, if you just type in here's something crazy. You want to see something crazy? If you just go on YouTube, and you type in Credit One CEO, the only thing that comes up is, well, these are my shorts by Anthony Venture. You can see Anthony Venture's shorts. What the hell? Oh, wait, where is it? What do they take it down? Come on, man. Wait a second. Where is it? Excuse me. I did this test the other day. I own SEO for the Credit One CEO. Oh, it doesn't even pop up. Why? What did they do? Oh, they're playing with me, huh? Credit One did something. How are they making it so I have no thumbnail? This video has a thumbnail. And it has a good thumbnail. Hold on. I have to derail the stream for a moment. This is starting to piss me off. Let me see here. Where is it? Where is it? I know it's like right here. There it is. We're the best. CEO. Confronting the CEO of Credit One. I own the SEO on that. No one else has interviewed the CEO of Credit One. I'm the only one. But I guess he didn't like our conversation because he doesn't send me stuff anymore. He does not send me anything anymore. He doesn't send me mailers. On that stream, he talked about it. He's like, "Oh, I sent you some mailers. What happened to it?" And I was like, "I don't know. Might have ended up in the trash." And he didn't like that. That was my favorite stream I ever did of all time. And so, thanks again, Super Sal, Daryl, Xavier, and Tom. And we got Mike Newland. Mike Newland coming in hot with the 20 spot. I already said hot. I was trying to rhyme it again. But Mike Newland, appreciate you, sir. You're always coming in hot, man. Always with the crazy super chats and super stickers. Much appreciated, Mike. That definitely means a lot, helps out a lot. And I'm glad you're here. I hope I'm providing something tonight. Value in entertainment, info. I don't know. You never know. But no, much appreciated. Everybody who's here tonight, hanging out with me, 90 people. We're a little more calm tonight. Nothing too crazy tonight, but appreciate it. How you guys like the lighting, by the way? You guys like this lighting behind me? We really revamped the studio. It's pretty crazy. Come a long way. So once again, Mike, much appreciated. Let me see here. So Daryl gets 4x MR with his business gold for transit category gets triggered by loading a Suica card in the Apple Wallet. Suica can be used to pay for almost anything from 7-Eleven to Pokemon Center. Whoa. Interesting. That's pretty interesting. Wow. Really? So yeah, you can get a business gold and kind of cover a lot of get 4x on a lot of your travel stuff out there, but you can use that to pay from anything. Wow. Oh, I see. Wow. So it's almost like getting a Metro card back in New York for the bus, but that codes as Forex transit, but you can use that to pay for anything. Whoa, that's pretty powerful, especially if you're someone going to Japan all the time. Ooh. So really anything like could I load up that card and just buy street food, or can I use it to like pay for restaurants and stuff? Like, can I just get any? I mean, I guess technically you get Forex restaurants on other cards and stuff or whatnot. But yeah, could you just load up anything and just get Forex and everything? That's pretty crazy. You can use it on like almost everything. Wow, good to know. Been a minute since I've been able to catch live and not to replay. What's up, Key? Key's powerful, putting in the work. She's putting out videos. She's doing lives with everybody. She's doing great things. We remember when we talked to Key like a year ago, just getting started in the YouTube game. Now she's outgrown us all with her knowledge and everything. She's killing it. Absolutely killing it. Nico Itsuka. Most hotels in Kissimmee have shuttles to the parks. Good to know. Good to know. Very good to know. Um, I'm glad you said hotels and not motels, because, we used to stay at the Roadway Inn out in Kissimmee. No, we had no shuttle. The only thing you would get there is a bag of ice that had a hole in it and it was already melted. And it was a hot tub that I'm pretty sure had like weird stuff in there. Yeah, that's all we had. That's growing up. That's cool. That's cool that they're all starting to have shuttles. It makes sense. I mean, look, it's good for business, right? Is good for business. Sean Olaf. I always stay at the Hyatt Grand Cypress part of it. Yeah, very nice. Good stay. Good stay. What's up, Sean? Flying from Sacramento to Orlando. Oh wow, that's pretty far. That's pretty far. Sacramento. How come you going to Orlando? Why not just go to the worst Disney? Why don't you go to Disneyland out in California? Oh, where's Chad Pennycuff when we need him? Chad Pennycuff, let him know. Go to the worst one in California. No, but I hear you. Yeah, I mean, look, the only thing I would do is I would search around, check some. Uh, I mean, if it's coming up in the like, obviously, some people don't want to pay for subscriptions and stuff, so I wouldn't really, um, I wouldn't pay for anything necessarily if it's coming up in the next like month or so. But I mean, that's actually something I probably would also just to get a good swath of info. So I guess what you could do here's what I would do the budget way: go in the Chase Travel portal, look up the flight that you want, and it should show you basically every airline that's going that route, and just see whichever one's the most cheap. And if it makes sense with Chase points, if you have a Sapphire Preferred and you want that 1.25, do that. Otherwise, you can just possibly look up that same flight itself on their portal, and it'd probably be cheaper. Possibly, you never know. And you could see if you have that currency just laying around and whatnot. But again, if nothing else, if it's easy, if it makes sense, you love Delta, and you can't find anything about it, yeah, I don't, pay the tax. Who cares? Small amount, and then have a good flight. Hopefully it has you like do a layover in well, actually, I don't know what cards you have, but we liked when we did our layovers in Detroit and go to the to Centurion out there, right? Maybe a good time there. Sal says, haven't got my free night stay from Hyatt, and it's already had it for over a year. Any similar experience? Huh? Yeah, you should have. You should have gotten it. Yeah, I think ours might have shown up like a month after a year, possibly. Something to look into. Depends how long it's been over a year. If it's been like well over a year, maybe call them. But you have like the standard personal one, right? $95 annual fee gives you a free night. Yeah, if it's already been over a year and you pay like the second annual fee, then yeah, you should have gotten that. Yeah, because ours came in. Yeah, because she got the card late October, and I think we got it in November, like a week or a couple weeks after we paid that annual fee again. So something to think about. Rodrigo says, "Are you keeping your Delta Gold business long term? I've been considering it for that takeoff 15. Yeah, man, I love that Delta Gold business. Um, I will say, see, like, I'm trying to think because, like, I think it's quite literally the easiest card to justify, like, ever." Because with the Delta Gold business, you got the $150 Delta Stays credit. You can always find some stay that you're going to just out about that's around $150. not paying too much more extra, hopefully, and you're paying the annual fee on that 150 every year, and obviously it's free for the first year too. So that's like amazing. Um, the takeoff 15 is cool, but also just be mindful that once you get rid of your miles, once you're out, because you only get to take off 15 when you can pay your entire trip in miles. So if it's 100k miles, you need 100k miles to activate that 15% off, and then you'll pay 85. You'll save the 15k. But then if you're out of miles and you have no other way, like if you don't foresee yourself in any way earning sky miles, whether it be I don't know, referrals to friends, wives, whoever, or applying for more Delta cards like the Platinum or maybe the personal Delta, the personal Platinum, reserve, whatever. If you don't foresee a way where you're going to be earning more Delta miles, then yeah, I could see get it for a year, use that 15, get a really good discounted flight with that 15% off, use your Delta stays, all that. Um, and then you can possibly cancel after a year or even the second year, if you still have miles left over. But if you foresee yourself like saying, okay, I'm just going to get this one Delta card and I'm probably never going to get Sky Miles again after that, well, that 15% won't really benefit you after that first flight, essentially, for the most part. Like most of my flights, basically, every time I've flown Delta with me and my wife, we've bankrupted our Delta. And, luckily, I'm in a different position because I have this friggin' YouTube channel, which does at times garner some referrals. Only for particular cards, though. Like, there's only a couple cards people really like when I talk about. I get some Hilton referrals, and I get my I get Delta referrals. This year, neither, from what I've seen so far. But last year we did pretty well with Delta. I think we actually got like 5 referrals or something like that. So like 75,000 miles. So like that helped because okay, now I have a stockpile again, and now I could use the 15. But if you don't have any way to get referrals like that, it's a little bit different math. Um, but even again, not even factoring that in, I guess the question back to, am I keeping it long term? Even if we're not talking referrals from the YouTube channel, probably, probably for a little bit longer because I still like the Delta stays, and it gives me a reason to check there to like book interesting stays because you can get like cabins and stuff with $150. So I don't know. I'll probably keep it for another year. I'll see what the deal is. If I was anybody else, though, if like I didn't think I had a potential of getting some referrals, I probably would have canceled it after the first. Actually, I would say 2 to 3 years if I wasn't a YouTuber, because I'm somebody who is like, okay, I'm probably gonna get the personal gold, so that's another 80,000 miles, so that's fine. I'm probably gonna get a personal platinum and a business platinum at some point. It's another 200,000. So I'm like, yeah, if I'm getting all these, I'm fine with keeping this open as long as possible. But even so, I guess if you're gonna keep those other cards open like platinum and whatnot, or even the personal, those also give you 15%. So it's like it's not necessarily incumbent on the business version, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I would say it's a simple 1 year, probably a 2 year definite. After that, for most people, it might not make sense if you're not looking to accumulate a total like a lot of sky miles. So that's my roundabout way of saying, um, that, if that makes sense. Mike Newland again, thank you again for that, sir. Much appreciated. And everybody else's super chat, it means a lot. Um, MR, who knew the Credit One CEO had a Tesla? Isn't that crazy? Who would have freaking known? Who would have freaking known? Absolutely. Supercell is my card anniversary is May. My FNC arrives mid-June. Yeah, so about a month, a few weeks after. So yes. Rodrigo. Rodrigo, I don't even remember. You remembered, did we talk about the whole Lalit thing? Yeah, it's in my hand is the new. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's what we did. We joked about that last stream, like a couple weeks ago. What was I saying? Was I saying? It's the funniest thing. Oh god, when I was with Lalit in Georgia for FinCon, he kept doing that. You guys know Lalit, right? Another credit card YouTuber. He's got a million. We did a stream together. Where he has like 70 cards. But he kept saying, he was like, "In my hand is the Venture X card." He just kept doing it over and over. I think mocking some, no YouTubers, but I think people like on TikTok and stuff will do that. Some TikTok people, which I'm not afraid to call out. They'll be like, "In my hand is the Amex Platinum card." Oh goodness, it's too much. Once again, I'm really happy to be live right now. I just appreciate you guys for being here. Um, Let me see here. Oh, Supercell says my card anniversary is February 4th and statement closes February. Yeah, yeah. So you get it in March. Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it this month. 100%. Tristan says I've been seriously. Oh yeah. So if you're getting this month, Supercell, consider that Cyprus. Use that. Use that free night. That's a good stay. It's like a few $100s, depending when you're going. So it's not bad. Tristan says I've been seriously considering it, and today I finally pulled the trigger and upgraded my Venture X card to a. Oh my God, Tristan. I think you meant this. I really assumed you meant this in jest, but I think you're serious. But it's actually very funny. I've been seriously considering it, and today I am pleased to announce I have finally pulled the trigger and upgraded. We went up from the Venture X card to a platinum. No more annual fee. That's crazy. Wow. How does it feel? How does it feel to go from the illustrious Venture X that everybody wants to now? I wish I had it next to me, but the just the standard Capital One Platinum card that does nothing. I can't believe that's kind of crazy though. I mean, Tristan, you're that's kind of wild, as the Gen Z kids would say, as I am one of them. They would say that's diabolical. That's crazy. Why? Was there no other option? Like you couldn't get a saver or anything? Venture One. Um, I mean, I guess Visa to Visa, right? But it's that's kind of crazy. Whoa. Wow. Interesting. I got to hear more on this, Tristan. Please let us know. Stacy, yes, cool, calm lighting. Nice. Very appreciate that, Stacy. I appreciate it. Got the eye for the yeah. I like the blue. I think the blue works. Technically I think if we were going to contrast perfectly, I should have yellow with the gold shirt, but I think the blue is nice. It's like ocean blue. Daryl says a lot of restaurants do accept it, but probably not street food. Even vending machines take sweet. That same strategy works with the Amex Green. Ah, gotcha. Good to know. Good to know, Daryl. That's a good trick right there. I like it. I like that. Supercell, I've been to Disneyland, haven't been to Disney World. Trust me, when you go to Disney World, you're never going to want to go back to Disneyland. Trust me, it's the better one. Walt Disney World is where it's at. Prove me wrong. You're going to have a good time there. Go to Disney Springs too. I didn't think I would have such a good time in Disney Springs, and I'm guessing Disneyland has that too. But Disney Springs was very nice. We went there. I think there's actually a crazy rainforest cafe. We didn't go there because I really don't trust it, but we went to some Italian some Italian place, and it was right on the water. It was very nice. I was like, wow, this is a cool place. Can't remember the name though, but I like Disney Springs. It's magical. It's magical. Mike Dillon, look at it. QC man, how's the sub spending on venture going with only a 2K limit? Well, well, the venture is we're already halfway there. We already literally spent actually about 1,900 so far on it in like the last couple days. So yeah, it's actually not bad. So I have to pay that off because they're gonna hit the balance soon. Once I pay it off, we'll do another quick shot in a month, and we'll be able to hit that welcome offer very quickly. So yeah, it's really not bad. It's not bad, and it's funny because I'm still when I go to Publix, which is most of my spend nowadays, and Butcher, I'm just using my the scan to pay at Publix with my Sapphire Preferred to get my 3x on online groceries in store. Because I really am like, it's not going to be hard to hit this welcome offer at all. Business Gold, though, that'll be tough. That's why I haven't jumped on it. Smart Think. What's going on, Smart? I've gotten direct flights. And what's up, QC man? I've gotten direct flights to Vegas ahead of time for very low miles that I transfer 1-to-1 from Amex. The deal's cheaper than the Amex portal and way in advance. Very nice, very nice. I assume you mean Delta. So very nice. Very nice, Warren. Thanks. See, things to consider before you fly in. Nicholas, did you get your metal venture card, Mr. Venture? Yes, Nicholas. I was actually really. Let me see. Could I do this? All right. Here we go. All right. So, make sure we don't leak anything. Yeah. So here's the Venture and the Venture X. Now, right off the bat, which card do you think looks better? Because I might be in the minority here, but I think the Venture looks nicer. I think the Venture card is nicer than the Venture X. I don't know, if I'm in not the greatest lighting, maybe. I mean, let me see if I manipulate. But look at the Venture, man. That's like a solid. That's a nice design. And if you actually play around with if you actually play around with it, um, I hate to say this, but it almost feels like I might be crazy, but I almost feel like the Venture is sturdier than the Venture X. It's metal. Yeah, it is metal to your question. Um, but how metal is it? I don't know. To me, it feels like the Venture actually is a little. I mean, it looks like the same width. Why would it not be? But yeah, I mean, it feels a little heftier than the Venture X. Maybe because I had the Venture X for a little bit. It's bendy, but I think the Venture is a little. I think the Venture is a little stronger, man. I don't know. I really think it's a little stronger. I could be wrong. so, so yeah, it's metal, and I was thoroughly surprised because it looked good. Looks good. It's a good looking card. It's a strong card. I like using it. 2x everything. Why not? I didn't even get hit with the annual fee yet. Now that I think about it, I think the last time I checked, I didn't even get hit with it. So I got to do that. But now I got to, I got to use some, got to use my $250 travel credit. I'm really thinking, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. That actually might be the thing that gets me to Puerto Rico at the end of the year. But we'll see. Smart thing, the 50% off the flight miles cost if you have the Delta card doesn't hurt either. Yes, for sure. Alaska. Yep. QC man, I feel the fact Amex Delta doesn't force you to use the card to get points discount free check. Oh, I like the fact that it does that. Yeah, very cool. Yes, definitely. Yeah, and not even like having to necessarily, you just have to load your Delta card into the account. You don't even have to use it to pay for your flight or anything. Taxes and all that. You just have your Delta card preloaded into your Delta account, and you'll get the 15, the takeoff 15 plus the free check bags, which that's something that people really sleep on. I mean, sorry, caveat to my answer earlier about keeping it long term. If you are going to continue flying Delta, even after you have no miles, the card also justifies itself literally on the free check bags alone. I feel even if you feel like once a year, I don't know what are check bags, $50 each. It's $100 for two people, especially if you have a family. Obviously, you can get up to 9 people on the reservation. Their check bags for free. So that like one flight a year basically pays it off, not even factoring in the Delta Stays credit. Like it's pretty powerful if you're just casual Delta flyer, honestly. Oh, and Tristan was joking about downgrading the Venture X to the Platinum. I wouldn't put it past you, Tristan, but hey, look, that's funny. That's really funny. Yeah, I didn't I didn't know. It did seem like a joke, but yeah, that would be really funny, especially the upgrade. Nicholas, in my hand is the new Wonder Grid One Piece. In my hand. I can't. Tristan always has yeah, that's what I figured, Tristan. I didn't think you. I don't know. In the back of my head, I was like, does he have a Venture X? I only have a Quicksilver card. Yeah. That's now I have like the weirdest lineup ever. I have 2 Quicksilvers and a Venture. It's like, what are we gonna do? And it's like I have a Quicksilver Visa and a Quicksilver Mastercard. Both don't have product change offers of the Saver, so we're hoping the Venture is the backdoor method. I would love a world where maybe I'd love a world I could just apply for the Venture X in like a year from now and get the welcome offer cool. But I would love a world if I was not pre-approved for Venture X anymore, where they would be able to allow me to product change and upgrade my Quicksilver Visa to a Venture X Visa, and then allow me to product change my Venture MasterCard to Saver MasterCard. And that's like the most backdoor way of getting the Capital One Duo I've ever heard. Like that would be kind of legendary if I could do it that way, even though I would forego 2 welcome offers to do it. I think it might be worth it. Holiday travel. Will my credit go back up? The 30 points that dropped due to this error. One ink card reported dropped me down 30 points for some reason with 5% credit card utilization. Yeah. So, I mean, once they fix the issue, it gets removed from your credit report. Once the bureaus update themselves within, 30 days, Yes, your score should bounce back to the original and regain those 30 or some odd points, maybe a little less. So yeah, your score should be saved once this is all said and done, I would say. Um, so and hey, what's up, William? Disneyland has downtown Disney. It's downtown Disney and Disneyland out in California. It's like Disney Springs but smaller, much like Disneyland is like Disney World but smaller. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, good to know. So they have downtown Disney. Hmm. Hmm. One of these days, man, I might have to ask Chad Pennycuff to come on educate us on all things Disney, credit cards related. I think actually it would be a big hit. My Life on Earth. I'll always love the name when I see it in the comments. My Life on Earth. What's the story behind My Life on Earth? I would love to know. There's Disney Sea in Tokyo with Disneyland combo. I'd argue it'd be a good competition with Disney World. Don't hit me with that. Come on. Disney Sea in Tokyo. I mean, what's the deal with Disney Sea? I mean, is it really as powerful as you say? Disney Sea? Wow. Let's see. Let's Disney Sea. Oh wow. Okay. Huh? Okay, hmm. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy looking. Can you actually go there and dock your ship and go hang out over there and live like medieval times or not? Is that medieval? No, I don't think that's really medieval. But oh wow, you can go through here. Whoa, whoa. So that's just there. But what else is there? What's Tokyo Disneyland? Things to do. Get your guide. Oh, there's get your guide. That's the one Amex tells you to get when you call Amex nowadays. Concierge Amex Platinum Card $6.95 annual fee. You say, "Hey, can you help me book this trip?" They say, "Go get your guide," without even hesitation, without an apology, without hesitation. Hey, can you help me book? No, go to get your guide. That's what they do. Wow, look at this. Skip the line. Booked 20 times yesterday. Give me a break. I know these little things they do. Wow, look at that. That really looks like. I mean, the one in Disney World's nice too, but this one really looks like the movies. When they show that before the movie starts. Wow. Look at that. Okay. Okay. Maybe you have a point with Disney Sea. Okay. Maybe with Disney, you have a point. maybe we'll have to go there. Maybe we'll have to go there one day. That'd be cool. Um, QC man, which business gold offer are you thinking of doing? You know what? Let me see if I can bring it up. So there's a little section we have in the venture capital Discord called the no lifetime language section. And someone recently shared. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Yes. This one. Let's see if it still pops up. It is available, right? Oh man, look at this. Oh, look at this. So here it is. Earn 200,000 membership reward points after you spend 10,000 smackaroos in the first 3 months. And you can get it in white gold still, because they got rid of white gold on the new one. I mean on the regular the Amex Gold card. So yeah, this is the one that I really want. I really want to hit, and I think I can. I really think I could do it. That 200K would take us all very far, I think, next year. Actually, this year, I should say. So that's the one. That's the one. But I don't know. We'll have to see. You know what's funny? I'm going to say this because I don't think anyone's ever going to actually attempt this idea, because apparently it's like highly against the law. But I had this idea many years ago I was like, there's a lot of people that have. I should never even say this, but I just theorized it. All right, I never actually, did anything with it. Someone wants, it wasn't me. It was just an idea I had many years ago. But I was like, a lot of people have a hard time hitting welcome offers. Now, what if there was a way I can build an app to where I can have two connecting parties where the person who owns the app would take, I guess, their own interchange fee, but there's some business owner that doesn't care about credit cards and will you can pay them for their spend. If they spend 10,000 a month, okay, I will pay you like 0.1% of your fees. You're not getting anything anyway. Okay, might as well get something with us. Rough numbers, and then connect it with somebody who has a welcome offer that they need help hitting, and somehow they use the card and they get reimbursed in that way, and the middleman can hold that money. Until I actually went on these chat GPTs and stuff like that, and they were like, this actually can go against a lot of laws. Apparently, I had no idea. Um, it's it's not feasible. I was like, okay. I still think it's an interesting idea. You know, I feel like it's something that could work, but to dedicate time to do that would be insane. I think. But maybe I don't know. I thought it was a good idea. Trin says, but I'm trying to decide between upgrading my Quicksilver to a saver and just applying for a saver. Um, so the thing is, like, with Capital One, you just have to be. I don't know. You have to have like the mandate of heaven. The old, ancient Chinese. Like, if you're gonna become an emperor, you have to have that mandate of heaven. Like, you have to have the mandate of heaven to be eligible to product change to some of these cards. A lot of people say, and I've even said over the years, like, well, look, you're not allowed to cross networks, right? You can't go Mastercard to Visa, which would be the issue on most Quicksilvers issued in the well, I guess yeah, most issued yeah. Quicksilvers nowadays, I think the new Quicksilvers are Mastercards. No, they were Mastercards in the past. What are the new Quicksilvers? Because I have both, but I don't remember which one I got first. I think the new ones are Visa. So like Visa to Mastercard, they say that's not an issue. But I'm like, only because Capital One makes it an issue. Because you can easily downgrade the Chase Sapphire, any Sapphire, right? They're Visas, Sapphire Preferred and Reserve. Downgrade that to a Freedom Flex, which is a MasterCard. Could easily do that. Why can't Capital One? I think it's still possible. I just think you have to be eligible for it. And that's like few and far between. So personally, only one person I mean, not one person, but at least in my immediate life that I see actively actually get an offer for Quicksilver to the Saver. No, it wasn't even that. No, it was the Platinum. It was the Platinum straight to the Saver, and that was my brother-in-law. So if you can do a pre-approval tool and you're pre-approved for a Saver, I probably would just apply for it, to be honest. Unless you have that upgrade offer, I feel like it's going to be impossible. Oh God, I'm just catching up. Sorry. It's getting a little, there. So Israel says, I like the Venture X design a little better. Okay, so you like the Venture X over the Venture. QC man, why is the sticker on there? Because I leave it on there. Because I leave it on there. That's the answer. That's what we wanted. Daryl says the Venture actually does look better. I'm disappointed with the design. That's what I'm saying. I mean, how? How did that Venture look so nice though? Here, let's put Venture first. Nice. Venture second, and then Venture third. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think it looks nice. I think it looks very nice. Newland says it's a World Elite MasterCard, both of them. You got Nicholas has a plastic Venture. Oof. Go and request a new one. You get a metal one. I guess they're metal now, so yeah, request a new one, man. The metal's really hefty. It's like it feels like a really premium card. It legit does. So I think it's worth it, to be honest. Dong Kim, what's going on, Dong? Just got home from dinner. Let's go, baby. Dong Kim just he was actually the first winner to the Venture Capital newsletter. So in case you guys weren't familiar, I do a newsletter now, as a lot of people are doing. For some things, like I kind of mentioned early on, I want to add some more things there that are less talked about on YouTube or can't be talked about on YouTube. in more in depth, I think it actually could be very helpful. There's so many things that you'd love to say, but when it goes out to the masses, you run into issues. Yeah, he was one of the first 100 to join, and he won a wallet, extra wallet. So much appreciated, Dong, for subscribing to that. And if you guys are interested in that, obviously, if you want to go subscribe to that, might have some new things coming out very soon. Um, you know, so would be very interesting. Stuff that I've been working on this whole week. Daryl says, apply for the saver, transfer limit. Makes sense. Jennifer says, I asked the product change my venture to a saver a few months ago. A no-go, though, as the card had the card for over a year or two. Good to know. Yeah, it's like you can't even ask. You can't even ask them. They just say, all right, let me check the system. Okay, the system says no. It's like, okay, can you override something? Like, no, I can't. It's whatever the system says. Okay. Cool. You can't get it. So that's sad. Israel says, I currently have the Venture 1, but I'm still not eligible to upgrade to the Venture X. I keep checking periodically. Yeah. Might be checking forever. It might be. Listen, I've had my Quicksilver since 2019. It's been 6 years of my Quicksilver. Or, 6.5 years, probably, at this point. 6.5 years of my Quicksilver. I never got anything. I got one credit limit increase of like a 500, maybe $500. And no product change or anything. QC Man, interesting. You haven't been charged the Venture annual fee as of yet. It was the first damn charge on my Venture X 395 right off the bat. Dang. I mean, unless I missed it, I went in there real quick to make sure my charge went through. Maybe I missed it, but no, I didn't see it. I literally just saw the one charge, and then I didn't see the 95. Maybe I have to look. QC Man says, don't incriminate yourself on camera, Venture. There's no 3x on prison commissary cards. I mean, I'm like, look, if I didn't build anything, I could theorize things, I think, right? I could theorize little crazy tricks and stuff, and that business idea. I mean, as long as I don't put it into effect. And then they're going to be playing the tape. It'd be like, and they'd be like, Exhibit A, folks, you can see Mr. Venture thought it was a good idea to take other people's money and then use that for welcome offers. Like, that's out of context. All right, that was 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a stream random night talking about the ink train. And then I'll go to jail. But Don Kim says the hotel inside Disney Sea. Interesting. Really? Is there a hotel in here? Is there really a hotel? How can I check? I mean, I guess I could just type in hotel in Disney Sea. Oh, it doesn't really show any good pictures, but that looks pretty cool. Good to know. Nicholas says, "Is your Quicksilver Visa $10,000 limit? You had a $10,000 limit on the Quicksilver, and my trigger to the Venture X. So you're saying you had a $10,000 limit on your Quicksilver, and then you got the offer to upgrade to the Venture X? I think I actually have heard that. No, it's like 1,500. It's nowhere close. It's nowhere close. I can take all of my Capital One cards, I guess 3 of them, put them all together, and I think my max would end up being like 5,500. Like, it's crazy low. Probably even less, to be honest. So I don't think I would be able to. Daryl says, why would anyone go to Disneyland when they can go to Magic City in Tashkent, Uzbekistan? Is that for real? Is that a real place? Magic City, Uzbekistan. Oh my god, that's actually legit. Daryl's right. Magic City, Uzbekistan, baby. Your guide to the Silk Road travel. Oh my goodness. Wow, look at the Magic City. It's not the Magic Kingdom. It's the Magic City. Wow, that's amazing. Wow. That's powerful. Oh my goodness. That is so funny. That's did I miss something? Oh yeah, QC Man, 2-spot, the commissary fund, much appreciated. Yeah, we've had a lot of funds. I've had a lot of funds over the years in these streams, huh? I've had the Halls Fund. I think you were around for that when I was sick for like a month straight after Vegas. it's always coughing. It's like, knock on wood, we're good. But okay, we'll have to go towards the commissary fund now. Now we have to open up a fund. So if Anthony goes to jail for all these crazy things, um, that will be fine. Maybe we can get bail. So thank you for that, QC man. Much appreciated for that. Oh goodness, unbelievable. Jesus. Venture One could be both Visa and Mastercard. I think. Good to know. Could it really? I wonder if it's the timing issue though. Like I know they have been, but does that mean like it's just random when they're issued nowadays, or is it like how the Quicksilvers are? Used to be Mastercard, now Visa, or vice versa. Israel says my wife got the Quicksilver last week. It's Mastercard. Okay, thank you for that. Yes, I was forgetting which one exactly was first, but yes, Visa was years ago. Now it's all Mastercard. So I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, my Quicksilver should be eligible to go over to a saver. I mean, come on, I have one of each. Let me do it. Ed Zhao. Ed Zhao. So is the consensus that the ink reporting was absolutely a mistake on Chase's end? Um, as per the reps, they say absolutely yes. They say 100% it was a mistake. There was an error. We went over from a new system. We transferred to a new system. A lot of 100,000 cards got incorrectly reported. So that's what they say. Yeah, they say 100% mistake. You know, I'll say 100% a mistake once people's thing starts getting reversed, for sure. Excuse me, does the Venture feel heavier than the Sapphire Preferred? That's a good question. We can pull it out. We could try. Let's see here. We good with that? Let's see. So we got Sapphire and we got the Venture. Let's see. So wait, which one is? Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, it's not even close. It's not even close. No, Sapphire's super bendy. It's super bendy. It's not sturdy at all. The Venture is very sturdy. Oh yeah. I mean, it's thicker. I mean, it's, if I didn't think I would leak my, if I didn't think I would leak it, well, actually, maybe I could actually. Oh yeah, you can probably see from this, right? Let me see. Yeah, that's correct. Let me see if I can get that close enough. Is it gonna focus? I don't think it's gonna focus, but you can see it's literally thicker than. I think it's like a hair thicker than it, but it's definitely, yeah. Oh yeah, Venture wins. Venture is one of the most premium cards. I don't care what anybody says. One of the most premium cards is the Venture is the Venture card. Change my mind. Mike Doon says, how come nobody's talking about American Express week March 17th to the 21st? Member week. Any insight what's going to be there? I actually haven't heard of it. Amex Member Week. Let's see. What can we learn? What can we learn about Members Week? Member Week. Join us. Not a member? Oh my god. Yeah, it literally doesn't say anything, huh? Dining, travel, entertainment. No. Yeah, what is it? What is Member Week? We need to know. The last time was 2023. Cornucopia of cool experience, statement credits, travel brands. Oh, so you can get some more credits? I mean, according to the website's honor of 175 years, iconic brands with more than offers will be available from iconic brands with more than a century of service. So Hilton, Hertz, ExxonMobil, Barnes. Oh baby, we need some Barnes. Give us that solid 10%, baby. We need some Barnes and some Barnes Cafe, Starbucks Cafe. This bottom line, there's much to look forward to. What are we looking forward to? I mean, you're right. What is this? Get out of here, pop up. I mean, you're right. Yeah. I mean, we had credits and stuff in 2023. I didn't even know about Member Week, to be honest. Huh. I mean, what kind of deals could we get? I mean, can you give us like $100 gas voucher? Give us a free Hertz rental? A Hilton stay for the win? Who knows? I guess we'll have to see. We're a couple weeks away. We'll have to see. Thanks again, QC, everybody who has super chatted today. Xavier, Tom, Daryl, Supercell, Mike Noland, QC man, much appreciated. Let's see here. Let me see here. Oh, Mahaki. What's going on, Mahaki? I transferred credit limit to a Visa Quicksilver totaling 10K and got it. Oh, wow. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe I'm just ignorant to it because I haven't looked around at it at all. But yeah, I mean, if you can get a Visa Quicksilver, that's 2 data points now in just this stream, so it's gotta be bigger than we think. So 10K credit limit, we can get a Venture X. But how's that gonna happen? See, this is my thing, like, I think I was talking about it with Joe earlier when he called we spoke earlier. I think it was today or yesterday, but we were talking about the Venture X, and we were like, "Okay, um, you know, would they have even approved me for the Venture X?" Because I got pre-approved for the Venture, and they gave me a $2,000 credit line. So like, who's to say? Well, if they gave me 2K in a venture, who's to say I would get 10K approved? I was pre-approved for it, but oh, it was today. Oh, Joe, it was today. That was today. Yeah. Who's to say I would even be approved for that Venture X? Because I don't have 10K in limit. And even if you took all my capital and cards and just destroyed them and put it into the venture, it still wouldn't be enough. The Venture X wouldn't be enough. Thank you, Joe, for that heart. Two spot. Much appreciated, sir. Joe's been going hard, going around, going crazy, talking to all these VPs and executives, trying to get the skinny on this chasing debacle, chase business card debacle. So appreciate you, Joe, for being here in the super chat, man. Um, oh, you just what did he say? Oh, what happened? I just butt dialed you. You know, it's funny. Joe always has to call me twice. The first time it'll go to voicemail, and then I'll have to call back, or I'll just get him in the middle of voicemail. Basically, my do not disturb is like is on 24/7. Like I never take it off. And people ask me, like, do you ever take off do not disturb? I guess because some people like maybe think about contact and they don't because it's on. Then they find out it's been on for like a month straight. I just leave it off. Just much easier. Then you can just you don't have to be affected by the pings of society. You can just choose to accept it when you want, because it's all do not disturb, right? It just goes to the message. So when I scroll down, then I can see, or swipe down, then I can see. That's funny. James. So James, your last name, could I pronounce it as Hu, as the Chinese pronunciation? I would love to know. If it's not Chinese, then let me know. Would you personally keep the IHG Surpass or both? I would consider it. Would I consider it different goals? I think I would consider it maybe slightly different goals in my mind. I would think because I was talking to Cody about this the other day on stream, and he really likes his ISG for some lower end stays, and I guess what I would consider like what I call interstate travel. Just like when we do a lot of road trips, I like to stay in these like cheaper places. He said it's good for that. But also like his intercontinentals and whatnot, you can hit up really high levels. I mean, I guess technically Hilton, I've done the same. Highest end and the lowest end, interstate travel. Um, I mean, I don't see why one would dissuade me from not owning the other personally. I mean, they're both fairly easy to justify cards. I feel very good welcome offers for both. I don't think anything would dissuade me from having both. So yeah, I would consider both. I mean, the only time, I mean, I would say it's a situation. If you have to ask me personally, like I would just have to get to a place where I'm like, I've exhausted Hilton, I've exhausted Hyatt, probably IHG might come before Marriott, to be completely honest. So yeah, I would have to exhaust those two things and then start going into IHG. And in that case, I'm going all in, and I'll hit up IHG the whole year. Is what I typically like to do. So yeah, I don't see why not having both. I mean, but I mean, I guess in that world, if you are going to go all in IHG in that mindset, then yeah, I'd probably downgrade the Surpass for a year or whoever until you go back to Hilton again, build up some points and stuff. Or if you just stay IHG, because otherwise, I mean, what are you going to get out of a Surpass? I mean, gift cards are basically nerfed now. It's hard to get. You can use the $50 credit every few months, but if you're ready to stay in an IHG, you're probably thinking about that more often. Look it on their portal. Easy to justify card, sure, but if you're not going to stay like pretty much any nights, you're not really. The main value of that card is the gold status. And if you have that on other cards, then who cares? Platinum and what have you. So yeah, I don't think there's anything that would dissuade me from both, aside from am I going all in on one of those chains for a while, personally. Nicholas says, mine was a product change. They only give you plastic for product change. Capital would suck. That's that's like a review. That looks like a perfect review you would have on Capital One's website. They a product change to venture. They only give you a plastic for product change. Capital One sucks. And then we investigate. That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, that does suck. That really does suck. Really, just plastic with product change? I wonder if you can like sneak it. I wonder if you can like ask for it, and they'll be like, "Hey, can I get the metal one? I heard there's a metal one around." Maybe they'll do it, but I don't know. Finzerbeck Squall, is there a commissary in Amex pop-up jail? No. That's just that's just 25 to life with no chance for parole. As plain as I can say it, that's all Amex pop-up jail is. And the only way you can get out, with your little spoon, and you dig your way out of the prison, out of Alcatraz, is the no lifetime language offers. That's the only way around. It's not the only way. I'm being facetious, but now those are the ways out of pop-up jail. But no, I don't think there's any commissary. I don't think they care. There's no way to earn. QC man. Super Sal, did anyone have any crazy redemptions or credit offer during the pandemic? I wasn't really into credit cards at the time, but I know airlines were offering low cash. Yeah, there's a lot of things that happened back then. I remember talking to John Baker. He said all of his Delta companion certificates, so you pay cash, buy one get one free flights, essentially Delta companions. During the pandemic, they were actually not indefinite, but they were extending. Usually they expire after a year of issuance. But they extended it for like years, I believe. I think at one point he had like 5 stacked up somehow, or 4 stacked up between cards, because they just kept extending it year after year after year. I would say personally during the pandemic, I actually, oddly enough, when we were pretty much in lockdown and or just getting out of it, that's when I accumulated all of my Amex cards. That's when I got the green, that's when I got the gold and the platinum, not in that order. And yeah, I ended up accumulating a lot of points during that time. But the interesting thing was, during the pandemic, the platinum card actually offered a few different things. Oh, I'm forgetting the other one. There was like some other sort of travel credit. I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was that. There was a PayPal credit. I think it was like 189. It was like $180 PayPal credit, I think, or 160. Yeah, what was the actual? I think it was like 180, a weird number. But I had a PayPal credit. I actually used it. I bought some stuff via PayPal with my platinum card, and I got my statement credit back for PayPal. So that was like an interesting offer that we've never seen since then. But sometimes I forget that was my original platinum card, came with that PayPal offer. Um, some other interesting things too. Like I said, they had some travel credit they gave you that I thought was cool that I don't think I used. Damn, Tristan's available for Saver. Very nice. Shiv West. Anyone else seeing an issue where tax payments on ACI using PayPal with Amex business card is not being counted towards minimum spend for sign-on bonuses? Really? See, I haven't necessarily heard that with I've not heard that with the Amex business card. The only time I've heard that was with the no lifetime language cards, but it was still like a side point that wasn't fully substantiated. Hmm. The last time I heard of this, actually, now that I think about it, I remember a few years ago, or a couple of years ago, there was a theory running around that you could, for whatever your welcome offer spend was, your spend requirement on the Amex business cards, you could spend up to just before the limit, and that'll count towards the minimum spend. But any payment that would push you over the threshold for your minimum, for your minimum spend requirement, would be disqualified. I thought that was since debunked, and that wasn't a real thing. So this is the first I'm hearing of that again after that time. So that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I never did with PayPal. I just paid direct with my business cards for taxes, and it did count towards that for my personal taxes. So yeah, that's interesting. That's actually pretty interesting. Joe Brittle says Amex Member Week is not posted what they're actually doing yet. Unbelievable. I mean, what the hell? Can we have something that we're excited for, that we can look forward to? No, they're just gonna drop it on us. LMX offer on steroid tech, yeah. Let me see. Maybe I should apply for an Amex that week. Hey, you never know. You never know. You never know. You never know what they're gonna give you. Let me see here. Changing the setup around. If you have a Quicksilver, oh god, Anthony's further behind than either you or Sledge on the comment. Oh my god, QC, stop. What time is it? It's 11. Oh, it's 9 minutes behind. Yikes. 9 minutes, but Sledge is like 30 minutes behind, isn't he? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The hate I get. Maheki says you need 10K because the Visa Infinite, same way you need 10K for the CSR. But I actually found out about the 10K Visa credit limit from your Discord. Yeah, definitely. I'm just like, I said I'm pre-approved Venture X. Would they have all of a sudden just given me 10K? Whereas on the Venture card alone, I only got 2. I'm like, that's surprising. That's that would be surprising. That's why that's also part of the reason why I didn't go Venture X 2. Wasn't the main reason, but I was like, I bet they don't even give it to me. Because I know my limits with Capital One. All right. 5K across 3 cards. What's up, fun? I only use the Venture. Best benefits besides the loaning bank money benefits. Very nice. Appreciate you being here, fun. Always a fun time when you're around. So yeah. It's a good card. I like it. I'm definitely getting rid of it after a year, but it's a good card. Okay, cool. Yu was pronounced correctly. James Yu. Very nice. It's the one word in Chinese I never fully felt comfortable saying mid sentence. Jean Denver, I got an 80K elevated offer for the CSP. Should I pull the trigger? Or is there any way to get an extra 10K at the branch or anything? I mean, usually you'll kind of know if those branch offers are possible. But if you're not fully in the blogs and stuff, you won't really know it. I would definitely recommend doing it. I would go and branch. I mean, if you're just like cruising around one day, just go step inside of one, hang out. What I would suggest is don't feel like you have to make a decision immediately. And you can even put that caveat when you talk to them. Just be like you're looking for an elevator, something. Because I've done this. I actually did this personally. Because there was a time 4 years ago when I got my first CSP that they had an in-branch offer of 100K. So I walked in, it was 100K, and I got approved for it. Went to do the same thing with my wife, but it was an only 80K offer. It's a little bit later. And yeah, it was an 80K offer. Huh, now I'm actually thinking about it. She got that card when I was in South Carolina or when we were in New York. Oh, I can't remember. Maybe it's only been 3.5 months for her. Maybe it's a little bit later. Oh no, I'm gonna have to look into that. But any event, yeah, I would go in there, see if they have a better offer. They every now and again they will have good offers, so you can see if they have 100K in branch. I don't think so. Sometimes, like you said, extra 10K. That's something that is possible. But if not, I would suggest leaving, because if you have, unless you don't have anything else, but if you can use a referral from a friend or your spouse or a parent in any way that you can benefit you or the other party with like an extra 15K points, if that's the referral nowadays, that would be good, because that's what we did. We were like, oh, we're already here, just apply for it. And then after the fact, I totally forgot. My wife could have gotten the same offer, whether in branch or not. I was like, oh, you could have used my friggin' referral and we could have got extra points for our trips. So I messed that up. So, don't feel like if you go in there and you have someone you could use a referral link for, don't feel like since you're pressured, like, oh, I have to apply, I'm in here. Just say, maybe let me think about it. Go home, use that person's referral, and then you're good. If it's the same offer, both in and outside the office. Yeah. And as Joe concurs, yeah, I would go in branch during the spring. They usually do it for a period of time. Yeah. I think I got mine in November. November is when I got mine. She got hers. They had to have been a few months later then, towards the spring. Daryl says, I was in pop-up jail. I can't say exactly what got me out of it other than time. Yeah. I just avoided Amex cards for more than 6 months, and then I was able to get a Hilton Spire bonus and Amex Plaid. Very nice. Very awesome. Very, very awesome. Sledge is still reading. Is still reading last week's comments. He's just sitting back. And now, James. No. I mean, how do you have a voice? I mean, that's really crazy, Sledge. That's like the deepest voice I ever heard in my life. But he's still reading last week's. That's funny. Well, because what he does is the more he drinks, the slower he gets with the chats. He'll just take more time per hang around a little bit, gets more drunk. Um, although I feel like I've never seen Sledge actually drunk. I always see him drinking. It feels like he doesn't. I don't see a difference in him. It's like it doesn't affect him. I've been drunk a couple of times on stream, and you could see a little bit of a difference. Start getting a little more crazy, a little more bendy. QC Man says, I was also a 15x small shop, small business multiplier on Platinum during the pandemic as well, if I recall correctly. Yeah, 15x, that's right. Actually, now that you mention it, I might have had a 10x. I might have had a 10x multiplier on something. Oh, man, I don't even remember. I have it in a note somewhere. I have it in a video somewhere, actually. James got oh wait, who did I miss? I missed Miss Potato. Mr. Potato, how are you, sir? Appreciate you being here. Miss Potato's got the good knowledge. James, I got the CSP 90 in branch. Very cool. That was a low key. That was a good limited fake Sledge voice. Thank you. Thank you, QC man. Yeah, my Sledge impressions is it's off the chain. Definitely off the chain. Well, with that said, we made it to the end. It is now 11:11. So I think it's actually a good place to end it off. I think we'll end it here. And I think we'll get it going. I will say, let's say Supercell, are the referral elevated offers random, or is there a way to get a best? If you're talking Chase, then there is no real elevated referral offers. If you're talking about Chase, otherwise, oh God, what is Potato doing? We're not doing a giveaway. We're not doing a giveaway, Mr. Potato. Yeah, if it's, I just mean like if you're gonna go and branch into the same offer either way, like 80 and 80, might as well just not go and branch and then use somebody's referral. At least benefit yourself or somebody else for the same outcome, right? But no, I don't believe there's any elevated offers for referrals. But this was fun. This actually went a lot longer than I expected, and this was well good. This is great for me as well. So hopefully you guys had a good time. But this is very helpful for me. It was a good time. So I appreciate you guys being here. And let me shout out the super chats here today. Xavier, Mr. Tom G, Daryl, going crazy in Tokyo. Much appreciated. Super Sal, we got educated on that. Let me know, Super Sal, what you do with that once you get that free night. Definitely. Mike Newland always coming in hot with that. Much appreciated. QC man, and then with the commissary fund, and then Joe Barreto with the hot. Much appreciated. Thank you all for your time on this late night. Have fun, enjoy, be safe, and I appreciate you all more than you know. So keep killing it, keep getting these travel redemptions, keep having fun, have good times. All right, take care, everybody. Enjoy, and once again, have fun. Love saying have fun.